Mala sir, Jude. How do you define this short beta? What do you mean by electrostatics beta? Electrostatics is nothing but the branch of the physics which deals with the study of the charges which are at rest. Charge is at your rest. So the branch of physics which deals with the study of the charges at rest is known as of your electrostatics. And how do you define the charge? Charge is nothing but what? It is your fundamental quantity. Charge is right now for me what? A fundamental property that exhibits the electrostatic attraction or repulsion. And it is what? A scalar quantity, and unit of this one is coulomb. We have two types of charges. One is positive charge, another one is negative charge. And you know that opposite charges will attract and similar charges will repel. Am I clear? Sure. Charge is conserved for a what type of system? Isolated system. And charge is quantized. That means charge always exists as an integral multiple of your charge of electron. That is Q is equals to plus or minus of your N into E. And charge of electron is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. N value will be equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, go on. But N cannot exist in fractions like 1 by 2, 3 by 4, 5 by 6. It is not possible. Okay. And charge comes with what beta? Mass. Okay. So mass can exist without the charge, but charge cannot exist without the mass. And charge is what? A non-relativistic property. That means it is independent of your reference frame. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Let us enter to our next topic. That is about your Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law chade hoga tha? Tell me what is the Coulomb's law? What do you mean by Coulomb's law? Same like gravitation. It is like force of attraction or repulsion between 2 point charges. Like say there is 1 point charge here, there is 1 point charge here. Charge of this one is say for example Q1 and charge is right now for this one Q2. Okay, both of them are positive. This one is positive and this one is positive. So obviously there will be a repulsive force between them, isn't it? So that means there is a repulsive force. So force direction will be like this. This is your F. And on this one also the repulsive force will be equal to your F. And distance between them is say for example R. Okay, distance between them is right now for me your R. Positive and positive, there is a repulsive force. That means first charge will exert the force on the second charge and second charge will also exert the same amount of the force on the first one, but in the opposite direction like this. Force exerted by 1 on 2 will be equal to minus of force exerted by your 2 on your 1. That means it is obeying Newton's third law. Isn't it? So I can say that it obeys Newton's third law. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. If Q1 is exerting certain amount of force on Q2, Q2 also in back will exert the same amount of the force on your Q1. So force exerted on 1 and 2 is equals to minus of force exerted by 2 on your 1. Am I clear?
Yes.
Now tell me what do you mean by Coulomb's law, beta? Coulomb's law, ela define chestam sir cheppu. It is force of attraction is directly proportional to the product of their charges. Force between this one is directly proportional to the product of their charges and it is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. If I combine these two, we'll get that F is proportional to Q1, Q2 divided by R square. This is your force. If I remove the proportionality constant, we get some constant nana. That is F is equals to your K into Q1, Q2 divided by R square. This is your formula. Am I clear? So, F is equals to how much for me? F is equals to your K into Q1, Q2 divided by R square. K is your constant and value of the K is how much beta? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Okay. So I can write here force F is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1, Q2 divided by R square. So this is your force. Clear? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught value is how much beta? 9 into 10 to the power of 9. Unit is Newton meter square per coulomb square. And what do you mean by epsilon beta? This one is pronounced as epsilon. It is called as what? Permittivity. It is called as what? Permittivity of your free space. And value of epsilon naught enta undi gurtunda? 8.85 into 10 to the power of minus 12. Unit is Coulomb square, Newton meter square. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Unit is Newton meter square. If I get the value of epsilon naught from this equation, better. Epsilon naught by this epsilon naught is equals to, it will become 1 by 4 pi into, this will become for me 1 by f into, this is q1 q2 divided by r square. Can I write like this? 1 by 4
Yes, sir.
constant. So epsilon naught will be equal to 1 by, force is measured in Newton, beta. Charge is measured in Coulomb. This is also Coulomb, and distance is measured in meter square. So unit will be equal to how much for me? Coulomb into Coulomb, Coulomb square divided by Newton meter square. So unit is Coulomb square, Newton meter square. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So now what is the formula I need to remember for the Coulomb's law? F is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1, Q2 into your F. This is the force between air or vacuum. This is air or vacuum. And if the medium between Q1 and Q2 is air or vacuum. Air or vacuum. And Q1 and Q2 madhyala, what is the medium? Either it may be air or it may be a vacuum. Then the force between air or vacuum is given by the formula 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by R square. And value of your 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 to the power of 9. And epsilon naught is known as permittivity of free space. And value of that one is 8.85 into 10 power minus 12 Coulomb square Newton meter square. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Sure. And this is applicable only for point charges, beta. Need to remember. It is applicable for what? Point charges. Okay. Clear academic first formula? So Coulomb's first
Yes,
formula,
sir.
give me what?
Clear.
Meaning two charges is directly proportional to the product of the charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So if the medium between the charges is given as air or vacuum, then force will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by R square. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught value is how much for me? Value of your 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 to the power of your 9. And epsilon naught value is 8.85 into 10 power minus 12. Unit is Coulomb square, Newton meter square. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Let me give you one small example. Listen to the question carefully. We got 2 point charges, beta. 2 point charges A and B. Okay. Having charges plus Q and minus Q. Okay. Are placed at a certain distance. Okay. And force acting between them is capital F. ఇక్కడ ఒక question అర్థమైందా? So what is the question given for me? We have got 2 point charges A and B, which are having the charges plus Q and minus Q, and they are placed at a certain distance, under some distance, and the force between them is capital F. Now it's telling the problem if 25% charge of your A is transferred to your B, then force between them. Then force between the charges becomes how much? Okay, so this is the question. First option is right now for this one, F. Second option is 9F divided by 16. Third option is 16F divided by 9. And fourth option is 4F divided by 3. Now first try to understand the question better. What is the first question? 2 point charges are there. Like this is 1 point charge plus Q. and this is your another point charge minus q, which are placed at a certain distance. Like say for example, they are placed at a distance of your r, and the force between them is given as of your F. So what will be the force formula? F is equals to K into Q1 is Q, Q2 is also Q. So it is Q square divided by R square. This is my equation number one. Am I clear with this one? Am I clear, beta?
Yes, sir.
Akshara?
Sir, am I audible to you?
Yeah, now you are audible. Okay. Have you got the question, beta? We got 2 point charges A and B having the charges plus Q and minus Q, which have been placed at a certain distance, and force between them is capital F. Like say plus Q and minus Q, distance between them is R. Like the air medium between them is air or vacuum. If nothing is being told, then force is F is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, that I'm taking it as K into Q1 into Q2, that is Q square divided by R square. Now what is telling? If 25% charge of A is transferred to B, okay, this is the charge A and this is your B. What is telling in the problem? 25% of your charge A is transferred to the B. What do you mean by that one, beta? What do you mean by that one?
25% of the
Yes.
force is also done.
We are removing how much amount of charge? This is point.
25%.
So it is Q minus 25% of Q. Q minus Q by 4. So this will be equal to 3Q divided by 4 is remaining charge here. Got it? Now already here we are having a charge of how much for me? Q. How much it is? Minus Q. Now for this one we are adding how much for the 25% of your Q we are adding. That means it will be minus Q plus 25% means how much for me? 1 by 4 times of your Q. So this is minus Q plus Q divided by 4. How much it will be? Minus 3Q divided by 4. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Now the force between them is, I don't know. That force I'm taking it as of your F dash. Distance between them is same. Now how do you write the value of F dash, beta? F dash is equals to, this is K into Q1 is 3Q divided by 4 into, this one is also 3Q divided by 4. Now see, whenever you're doing calculation, don't take the charges into consideration because the force will give me the magnitude. So while solving or while using this formula, don't try to use the sign convention of the charges. Distance between them is how much for me? R square. Now simplify this one, how much you are getting, beta? This one is K, Q into Q is Q square divided by R square into, this one is 3 is how much right now for me? 9 divided by 4 is 16. So it is 9 by 16 times of KQ square divided by R. Now tell me KQ square by R square is how much for me? F dash is equals to 9 divided by 16. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
What is the answer I'll be getting? Second option. 9F divided by 16. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Next one. Vector form of Coulomb's law. Vector form of Coulomb's law. Okay. In vector beta, we'll write the formula as this one. F bar is equals to your F bar is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into, this one is Q1, Q2 divided by R square. Direction of this one is R cap. Am I clear? What is R cap, beta? R cap is known as unit vector. And R cap is given by the formula R bar divided by mod of R. Yeah. That means F bar will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 divided by R square multiplied by this one is R bar divided by mod of R. That means this value will become for me 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into this is Q1 Q2 divided by R square into R is R cube into your R bar. This will be the form. Am I clear? So in vector form, F bar is given by the formula 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 divided by R cube into your R bar. This is the vector form of your Coulomb's law. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
F is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by R cube into your R. And R cap is nothing but for me what? In unit vector, R cap value is equals to R bar divided by mod of your R. Clear? It should now. This is your y coordinate. This is your x coordinate. This is your origin. మన దగ్గర చార్జ్ ఇక్కడ ఎక్కడ ఉందనుకుంటాం బయట Q1. Now here is the charge right now for me Q2. You know that line joining from the origin to this point will be the position vector R1 bar. And when you're shifting Q1 to Q2, then here it will be the position vector for this one R2 bar. And you know that line joining between Q1 and Q2 is known as what for me? Displacement vector. That is R2 bar minus of your R1 bar is your displacement. Yeah. The distance between R1 and R2 is how much for me? R2 minus R1. Now write the Coulomb's law in vector form for this one. F bar is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 into Q2 divided by this one is R2 minus R1 whole cube multiplied by here it is R2 minus of your R1 bar. So this will be the vector form of your Coulomb's law. Dhamendra, any doubt in this one, you please let me know. Very, very important. You can't skip this one unless and until you're perfect with doing the numericals related to this part. This one, Anna.
Okay.
I'm just using the concept of your displacement vector.
Yes.
A small note, beta. In the expression, F is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by R square. Do not use sign of charge. Okay, because this is magnitude of the force. This is your magnitude of your force. Make sure of that. Am I clear, beta?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Principle of superposition. What do you mean by principle of superposition? That means if the charges are more than two, till now we have done how many charges? Only two charges. Like say there is one charge here Q1, here is one charge Q2, here there is one charge Q3, here there is one charge Q4, and here there is one charge Q5, and here there is one charge Q6, somewhere here there is one charge Q7. Like that we are having more than two charges. So what we can do, we can add all of them factorially. So that means F resultant will be equal to, it will be F1 plus F2 plus F3 plus on up to Fn. How many pairs you can make? That many pairs you can write and add all of them. That is known as of your principle of your superposition. Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Like say if I
Clear.
between Q1 and Q4, you assume that Q2, Q3, Q5, Q6, Q7 are not there. You just calculate the force between Q1 and Q4. You'll get one force. Then you'll get force between Q1 and Q2. Then you'll get the force between Q1 and Q3, Q3 and Q5, Q5 and Q6. Like that, what number of pairs you can make, that number of pairs you try to calculate the force, and you add them vectorially. That is known as of your principle of your superposition. Am I clear?
Clear, sir.
Very much important. This is really very important for doing the numericals better. Say here, if two forces make some angle, then use parallelogram law of vector addition. Parallelogram law of vector addition. Did you remember the parallelogram law of vector addition between vectors? What I'm
I
telling you,
do know.
if two forces are making some angle, then use your parallelogram law of your vector addition. That means like this. If this is one force beta, F1, and here there is another force, F2, and there is an angle between them, theta. Okay. And the resultant of this one is somewhere here. This one is F resultant, and this is making an angle of an alpha. Then resultant is calculated by the formula. F resultant is equals to under root of your F1 square plus F2 square plus 2 F1 F2 into your cos theta. Do you remember this formula? Parallelogram law of vector addition will be using the formula R is equals to under root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ into cos theta. Gurtunda?
I remember this.
Yeah, the same thing here we are using. Instead of place of P and Q, we are using here F1 and F2 part of relation. Am I clear? So if two forces are making some angle, the resultant is given by the formula. F resultant is equals to root of your F1 square plus F2 square plus 2 F1 F2 into your cos theta. And theta is the angle between F2 and F1. Theta is your angle between F1 and F2. How do you calculate the angle beta? Tan alpha is equals to F2 into sine theta divided by F1 plus F2 into your cos theta. Direction. Direction of the resultant is given by the formula tan alpha is equals to F2 sine theta divided by F1 plus F2 into your cos theta. Done, beta? Am I clear?
Yes, yes, sir.
Let me give you one small example. Find net force on any one corner of equilateral triangle. Okay. We are having a triangle like this. Okay. And we are having a charge here. Say here it is Q, here it is Q, and here it is Q. So distance is, say for example, A, and A. Angle between them is 60 degrees because it is an equilateral triangle. Okay. So this is the side A, This is side B, corner B. This is a corner C. Okay. We need to calculate the net force on any one corner of equilateral triangle. Now, how many charges are there? More than two. Take any one corner, beta. Which corner do you want to take?
The left corner.
Tell me A,
Left
B,
corner.
of A and B, C.
B, sir.
Okay, we'll take B as a corner. If I take the B as of a corner, so can I draw the diagram like this? So this is your reference. This is your B. This is your A. This is your C. Say on B, A is exerting the force in this direction. So this is the force exerted by A on B. The same way on B, this is the force exerted by C on your A, or C on your B. Okay. Whatever corner you are taking, beta, that should be reference. Okay. On that corner, you see that remaining charges, how they are exerting the force. So now here there is a charge Q, here there is a charge Q, and here there is a charge Q. Isn't it? Now tell me what will be the force between A and B. Force between A and B will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Q1 is Q, Q2 is also Q. Distance between them is A square. Now force exerted by C on your B will be equal to how much for me? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q into your Q divided by A square. Both of them are same, so I'm giving the name for that one as F. So this force is equals to F. This force is also equal to F. Is it not like this, beta? Two forces making some angle. So can I get the resultant for this one, beta? How do you get the
Yes.
resultant? The resultant will be equal to this one. This is F resultant. So how do you calculate the F resultant? F resultant is equals to under root of your, this is force exerted by your A on B whole square plus force exerted by C on B whole square plus 2 times of force exerted by A on B multiplied by force exerted by C on B into cos. What is the angle
Cos
with
60. Cos 60.
60? Cos 60 is how much? Cos 60 fast 1 by 2. Then
Yes, sir. 1 by 2.
cos 60 is 1 by 2. What is cos 120? Minus 1 by 2. Remember it. So cos 60 is 1 by 2. So this value will get cancelled. So if I cancel that one, F resultant will be equal to under root of your, this value is equals to F square plus this one is also F square plus this one is 2 into F is right now for me F square. Am I clear? So 2 will get cancelled now. There is no 2 here, sorry. So that will be equal to your F square. So this will be equal to root 3 times of your F square. So this will be root 3 times of your F. So F resultant will be equal to how much, beta? F resultant will be equal to root 3 times of your 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q square divided by A square. So I can write the answer. F resultant is equals to root 3 into Q square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into your A square. This is your answer for. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt in this one?
No.
Sure. So I hope you got an idea how to use this parallelogram law of your vector addition. Clear? I'll give you
Yeah.
an example. You please try to see whether you can do it or not. Yes, beta?
Okay, sir.
See this. I'm taking a square now. Okay. Here there is a charge q. Here there is a charge q. There is a charge q. This is charge q. This distance is r. This is r. This is r. This is r. Okay. So this is your corner A. This is corner B. This is C. And this is D. We need the Coulombic force on any one corner. Tell me what will be the force on any one corner. Which corner you want to take?
I will take A, sir.
A will take the reference. So A will be reference. Now tell me on A, B will exert the force in this direction, better. So this is the force
Yes, sir.
by B on your
4.
A. The same way D will exert the force. This is the force exerted by D on your A. Same way, C will exert the force along the diagonal like this. So this is your force exerted by your C on your A. Now tell me what is the force exerted by B on your A? Formula 1 by 4 pi.
1 by 4 pi epsilon naught
Divided.
into Q square by R square.
Very good. Force exerted by D on your A will be equal to how much better? Again,
1
1
by
by epsilon naught into Q square divided by R square. Both of them are same, so I'm taking that one as F. Then force exerted by C on your A will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q square divided by enta. What is the diagonal in
R.
R and R? This will be equal to how much for me?
R.
Hmm? Diagonal,
This,
hypotenuse. This is R, this is R. This
okay.
is how much for me?
This
Root.
is root 2 R.
This is root 2 into R whole square. That means this value will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q square divided by. This will be equal to how much for me?
2 R.
Then,
Yes, sir.
now tell me. BA and DA madal angle enta 90 degrees.
Answer.
So the resulted direction like that. So FR will be equal to how much for me? FR is equals to under root of your force of your BA whole square plus force of your DA whole square plus 2 times of force of your BA into your force of your DA into cos theta between them is 90 degrees. How much is cos 90? 0.
0.
So multiplied with this one will be equal to 0.
Mm.
F resultant will value will become how much for me better? FR is equals to under root of this one is right now for me F square plus F square. See here BA I took it as F. DA I took it as of your F. So that is the reason F square plus F square. This will be equal to root 2 times of your F. Achinda?
Yes, sir.
Now see here. Root FR is equal to how much for me? Root 2 times of your F. Now tell me what is F net? F net will be equal to how much? See, FCA is acting in the same direction plus root 2F is also in the same direction. So that will be F net. CA formula is how much better? 1 by 4
1 by 4 pi
T.
epsilon naught
Now for me Q square
square by
into R square. Yes, this one is root 2 into F value is how much for me? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q square divided by R square. What I can take common in this one? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is common. So it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q square divided by R square is common. It will be 1 by 2 plus of your root. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So now still I can simplify and write this one. F net will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q square divided by R square into this value will become how much for me beta? 1 plus root 2 divided by this will be equal to 2 divided by 2 root 2 divided and multiply by 2 this one beta. So this value will become how much right now for me? Into 2
Mm.
divided by 2.
2. Mhm.
Isn't it? So or else you can leave that one as it is. That's not an issue. That depends upon your option. Okay. So F net will be equal to your how much? This is your answer. F net is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into your Q square R square divided by this one. అర్థమైందా?
Otherwise, sir.
Sure. So that is the way how do we are using the help of your parallelogram law of vectors in doing the problem. This is some of the basic things which I have told you today. Then we need to practice this one and we are derived the formula only for air or vacuum. Now, if I'm talking about for the medium, again the formulas will be changing. ఒకసారి నీ క్లాస్ మార్క్స్ రాపించినా కూడా సరిపోతుంది PSSకో. And today I'll send you this notes also. Just go through this one. Tomorrow we'll try to make sure we'll try to make some problems related to this one. Okay, na?
Okay, sir.
Take care, beta. Bye.